Okay, next sketchbook, January to March 2021. This is a sea-wide travel journal. It's a watercolor paper. It's actually quite nice. I find it a bit scratchy at first to draw with ink, but I think it was just running out of ink. So I think that's the same view again in front of our house. You'll see that many times. Quite like those colours. Probably a bit of quinacridone gold in that, and a potass pink. Kind of a difficult colour, but it makes lovely mixes. So if you want some granulation without too much colour shift, potass pink, Winsor & Newton. Okay, the time there, I can't remember what it was. The theme was laundry. No, it wasn't laundry. I can't remember what the theme was for Dublin Sketchers, but I wasn't very inspired. And this is self-portrait. I quite like it. The end of January. And I used some brush pens and that had water-soluble ink in them, so you get a lovely shady effects with them. This is our estate. I'm not good at doing maps. That was again something I was trying for Liz Steele's course, and yeah, maps is not my thing. But as you can see, I'm trying to compose my pages more here. And this is a little sake bottle and little cups, and I really enjoy thinking about composing the page a bit more at this stage. And my teapot, I'm sure you've seen it before, and it's a teacup. 7th of February. I think this the theme for Dublin Sketchers that Sunday was around the City Council development plan, and you know what we wanted to see in the development plan, what we didn't want to see. And for me, it was so obvious: Poolbeg Power Station and the two towers. For me, it's such an important part of the landscape of Dublin, and everywhere you go, you can turn around and maybe see a glimpse or just the top of them. You can see them from different angles, and to me, there's no better place than there, despite the smells coming from the water recycling plant, of course. But they are just so glorious. Just love them. Another theme we had, I think, was eggs, which led to a lot of bad plays on word, like exactly, ecstatic, excited, exquisite, extraordinary, excellent, exit, exams, exuberant. So there you go. This is what we did. Yeah, my eggs didn't really look like eggs, but that's the shape my eggs had. You know, they were small little eggs. Another thing, I think 11th of February, still winter in Ireland, still grey, dark. It felt like, you know, the pandemic is never going to end. And at that stage, I just needed a bit of an escape. And I discovered Windows Swap, which is a website. You can just Google Windows Swap. And it brings you videos that people have taken from their window anywhere around the world. And, you know, for the time that you're watching it or for the time you're sketching it, you feel like you are there. You hear the wind, the birds, the rain. It was fantastic. This was a window in summer in Germany, and just the light subtly changing. It was beautiful. This one was a thunderstorm in England somewhere, and you know you could hear the thunder and lightning and people's voices in the background. And this little vignette, I didn't do much of it, but behind it was hills in the south of France, and you could hear the cicadas. And when it's 11th of February in pandemic lockdown Ireland, the sound of cicadas in the south of France, oh, it was just wonderful. Window Swap. Here I just tried out a few colors, which I tried with another view for a place in Poland called Bukowo Szczuczowskie. Apologies to all Polish viewers. Obviously, my Polish language skills are not great. Again, it was a window swap view and a lovely summer scene. And the theme here was romance, I think, for Dublin Sketches. So it was obviously Valentine's Day. I wasn't in the humour. I was feeling very low. I even wrote down, "Have I become bitter?" You bet I have. And so it was a tough time. So I just painted the view from my window at the front, and the tree was all dark and bleak, but it has these branches that must have some moss on them because they catch the light and they turn really crazy green yellow. And so that was what I did. And this is another project I started as an urban sketcher. The principle is that you sketch on location from direct observation and you tell the story that's right in front of your eyes. But when you've been in a pandemic for over a year, this is the 14th of February 2021, you have to turn to the dark side. In other words, drawing from pictures or from videos or from Google Maps. It's called virtual sketch, and it's not really urban sketching at all, but when you need to get out of your head, you need to get out of your head. And I decided to go to a place that's not well known. It's called Kachigawa. It's in Kasugai, in a town near Nagoya in Japan, and my very good friend Shinobu lives in that town. So I spent a bit of time exploring the streets around our house on Google Maps and discovered those beautiful little corners and, you know, gorgeous trees and gardens and little pots and all sorts of fantastic things. So there'll be a few of those in the pages to come. This is another view from Kachigawa, and from, you know, kind of just little pots in front of a modern house to a beautiful traditional house with this amazing roof and those trees cut to perfection. Just love it. And this is Kachigawa Station and bridges and a little park, and Shinobu was so happy when she kind of knew exactly where that was, and it felt very special to me. And some food.